If I stay in Vietnam, I would not have any chance to succeed.
Yo, microphone check, make it a microphone check, give it a microphone, I make it a microphone dead. Don't step to me.
Good morning, Dawson, and welcome to Searching for the Truth, where we seek the answers to all life's questions. I'm Ethan Nguyen, and what you just heard was an excerpt from an interview I had with Dr. Nguyen, a Vietnamese professor at the University of Houston downtown, who also happens to be my father. Today, we'll be discussing refugees after the run, specifically how Vietnamese immigrants brought their cultures to America and the facts that come along with that. Let's hop right in. So where do I even begin? Culture has always been important to me, and seeing as it's Asian American Heritage Month, I thought that it would be perfect to find out how an immigrant passes on their heritage onto their children. Not only for myself, but maybe for you listeners at home as well. For Dr. Nguyen, living in Vietnam wasn't easy. His father was a history teacher and a military officer from the South, so he would have had little chance to succeed in that environment. Because of that, his family made a choice to move to America and to start a new life there.
Right now, I'm actually a police commander with Houston Police Department because Americans have given me so much opportunity if I work hard for it. Whereas in Vietnam, because I'm a children of the former military officer, they would not even let me to go to college.
And here, these words mean a lot when you consider that traditional Vietnamese are Confucian-bound, according to NPR commentator Andrew Lam. Education being a core tenet of Confucianism meant that for many refugees from Vietnam, staying there would have meant losing their traditional culture. And besides, even if you're far from your homeland, there's plenty of people here in Houston to spend the holidays with.
Every year we have a Lunar New Year parade in the southwest part of town, and there are a multitude of communities participate in it, including law enforcement, the Hispanic community, such as the Mexican, Guatemalan, Honduras.
And according to ANglo, a sociologist at San Jose University, these celebrations of how far we've come and how far we've yet to go serve as expressions of how we want to construct this community. Others disagree with these sentiments and argue that for Vietnamese youth, the culture is not passing on. According to Gian Tran, Deputy Director of the East Bay Asian Youth Center in Oakland, the problem is rooted in the fact that Vietnamese youth nationally have the highest rate of incarceration among Asians. One of her staff members, Thanh Nguyet Pham, a counselor for the East Bay Asian Youth Center, argues that the root of the issue is that language and cultural barriers make the family detached from what the Asian youth are doing.
Well, the best way to master practice on their children is to set an example. Speaking Vietnamese at home, I set my example so that my children can learn another language.
Often for many people, the best way to pass on cultural practices onto children is to speak the traditional languages while also adopting the lingua franca. For example, English in America. Cien Le, a sociologist at the University of Massachusetts at Amherst, says that most Vietnamese tend to be less well educated and less fluent in English. So it is imperative for parents to educate themselves and their children in order to be successful. Well, that's all we have time for, folks. Thank you for listening to this episode of Searching for the Truth. And make sure to stick around next Thursday for our discussion of the failing infrastructure of America. Listen to me in Listenerland. I'll listen to you. Hear you next time.